Hi, how everybody doing? My name is Dan, and welcome to the Football Den. Before we get started, I want to say thank you for everybody that's supporting this channel, supporting the It Be Like That channel. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the love I get on TikTok when I post the little clips that I post, all the comments. A lot of them are negative, but I just appreciate the dialogue and the back and forth from everybody that's giving their opinion on my opinion. So I appreciate that, bro, because it's all opinions. So even if you don't like me or if you do like me, bro, I take it as just an opinion, but I still appreciate everybody that interacts with my statements or my little clips because at the end of the day, only way I can be relevant in this game is people I get eyes put on me. So the more people that's watching me, that's listening to me, that's giving an opinion on my opinion, I feel like I'm doing something good. So I appreciate everybody with that. How everybody doing tonight? We got a great show for you tonight. We got to recap the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. We got to talk about a great coach getting fired after a tough loss in overtime in the playoffs. We got to talk about a player getting hurt after his team advanced to the championship game. And we also got to talk about um, Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski. We're going to get into that too, that little beef, because I have an opinion on that. And it's not. I'm always going to be the side against the side that piles on. I'm always against the side that piles on because I'm not a yes man. So I don't like yes men. So I'm going to give a no man opinion. I'm a no man. I like to be the odd man out. I'm just sorry I do because a lot of times I don't like being a dude that's a yes man or try to fit in or agree with everybody because a lot of times it's some BS. And I feel like this Kevin Stefanski and Baker Mayfield is really one sided. If you understand the history of what went on in the organization like I do, and understand what happened during Baker Mayfield's tenure as a Cleveland Brown when Kevin Stefanski got there. So I'm gonna break that down. But before we get, y'all already know I don't like to keep y'all waiting. But before we get into that, the first topic of the day, let's get into the NFL playoffs. Which to me, to be honest with you, it was okay. It wasn't as exciting as the wild card, but it was still some good games. You know what I'm saying? Starting off with Buffalo going to Denver to face the Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, Bo Nix. You know what I'm saying? RJ Harvey, Cortland Sutton, the dogs over there, that defense, top 3 defense in the NFL, going against Josh Allen, arguably the best quarterback in the league, or top 2, depending on who you got ahead of him, with James Cook, the leader this year in the NFL with 1,600 yards this year, and a great defense that can't stop the run, but it's the best at stopping the pass. And to be honest with you, to start the game off, I felt in the beginning of the game, I feel like Buffalo had it. At first, it was going in Buffalo's favor in the beginning of the game. I felt like the defense played well. I feel like Josh Allen made plays. They went down and they scored Mecole Hardman. The same play that Mecole Hardman scored in the Super Bowl for the Chiefs to go back-to-back, that he scored on that same little play for Buffalo to go up on their touchdown. But I just felt like in that second half, things turned for the worse for Buffalo because the score is what it was 13-10 Buffalo Denver, and you allow Denver to throw a deep pass that would end up being a touchdown. Now it's what, 20? No. The score was 10-10. And you allow Denver to go down there, and now they score, and now it's 10-17. And then instead of just taking it to overtime, and I think you get the ball first, you go ahead and you run a play. Instead of Josh just running and just falling, he's running and he got the ball in his hand reckless, like he's LaShady McCoy when he used to juke dudes with one hand, and somebody comes behind him on his blind side. He fumbles the ball. Denver, they recover the ball on the Broncos 30. They kick a field goal to end the first half. You go in, now you're down by 10. Now, credit. Josh Allen made the plays necessary. He get the ball back, he fumbles. He throws a pick in the first half. He throws a pick. You know what I'm saying? His first pick in years. And then that second half, Denver started going back down. First they had it, then they started like they didn't want to really win the game. And the Broncos started coming back up. Really in that third quarter, I thought the Broncos, like, okay, the Broncos, they're going to get right. Josh Allen was making some plays. The running game got going a little bit with James Cook after he fumbled. You know what I'm saying? James Cook lead the league in fumbles. And I always say, what you do in the regular season will come to light in the playoffs. I just don't believe it's rare that we see teams that struggle at certain things in the playoffs and they fix them. They struggle at certain things in the wild card and they fix them in the playoff. It's rare we see that. It's rare. If a dude fumbles in the regular season, he's gonna fumble in the playoffs, right? You know what I'm saying? If you don't clean it up in the regular season, it's not gonna be cleaned up in the playoffs. It's just the facts, bro. So when I'm looking at James Cook, him fumbling, that's like, dang. Josh fumbling, damn. Throw a pick, damn. So it just so many. Fumble again, blindside, fumble again, damn. Which they end up scoring. Now it's 23-10. They kick a field goal. Now it's 23-10. There's a lot of things that was going on in that game that wasn't going in Buffalo Bills' favor. But they tried to fix it in the third quarter. They did. They tried to fix it into the third quarter. To a point, they end up getting the lead. Ain't that crazy? They get the lead. Buffalo 27-23. Denver score. Boom. Now it's 30-27. Josh Allen doing what top 2 player quarterbacks do. He get you down there. Okay, a top field goal in the second half. Now we going to overtime. So Josh Allen, he does what he's supposed to do as the quarterback. Okay, you got a minute and some change left. Go down the field, put your team in field goal position to score. What he does, he put his team in field goal position. So for me, I respect Josh Allen. I like Josh Allen. But he did have some bad plays in this game, man. He was reckless with the ball. He was reckless. And those 2 picks were costly. And I feel like if he doesn't fumble the ball and he doesn't throw those 2 picks, I feel like Denver should have got their butt beat. It should have been a blowout, bro. It should have been a blowout, in my opinion. But that didn't happen. It didn't happen, bro. Credit to Denver, credit to Bo Nix. Even though his completion percent was like 50%, he made a lot of plays, bro. We know Denver don't want to run the ball that much. They want to throw the ball. Sean Payton gonna have Bo Nix throw that thing about 40 to 50 times. Crazy work, but that's what he likes to do. He gonna complete half of those passes, like I say, 50%. But when the moment comes for him to make plays to win you the game, Bo does it. Bo does what he's supposed to do. Halftime. Denver gets the ball. 3rd and out. They punt it. Denver get the ball, they punt it. Buffalo gets the ball back. Buffalo's marching down the field. I'm thinking, okay, Buffalo's finna score. Josh Allen, boom, throws it. I'm like, okay. I see Cooks catch it. Brandon Cooks catch it, go to the ground. And while he goes to the ground and he rolling, McCullum just, while he on the ground, he rolling, McCullum just snatch that thing out of there, get a pick. Now you got a lot of people saying he was down. He wasn't down. Since he's in the air, when you're in the air and you fall on the ground, he didn't make no football move, bro. If the ball would have touched the ground, you would have said it was an incomplete pass. But when the ball get ripped out when he touched the ground, now that's not an interception. That's an interception. That was not a complete pass, bro. That was not a successful pass. It wasn't. Everybody's out here trying to debate and trying to protest about that pass, that play. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. It's like it's in your face. It's like it's obvious. That's what interception. I've seen those plays made. We see plays like that every year where a dude catch the ball, and while he got the ball in his hand, while he on the ground, the defender is still fighting to grab it. And when they both fall on the ground, the defender end up getting the advantage, and he end up ripping the ball out the dude's hand. Interception. Because the receiver never had full control of the ball because the defender's still fighting to get him out. He's still playing through. He's playing through the catch. And when you play through the catch, you see a lot of times when you play through the catch and you fall on the ground, what end up happening? Rolling over as a DB, you get a pick. We've seen this all the time. And see, I usually don't like the people that like try to say, oh, here you go making excuses. Here you go making excuses. Here you go. I try to defend people. I'm like, nah, they're not making excuses. It's just y'all be trying to hate on certain players and try to make it sound players are not what they really are. They don't add the full context to it. But this time, those people that say that are right, bro. A lot of y'all making excuses for no reason. Josh Allen's a grown man. He's a grown man. He don't need nobody making excuses for him. He played bad, and that's why he was crying. He played bad. He let his team down. And we're going to talk about it a little later. The failure result into something else. The failures resulted into somebody else losing their job. Not named Josh Allen, but his boss. So we're going to end up getting into that later. But credit to Denver, bro. Credit to Denver. People say there wasn't a pass interference. Get Denver close to kick the game-winning field goal. Bro, it was pass interference, bro. Good play by Marvin Mims jumping back like that to make it seem like it really wasn't pass interference. But Marvin Mims, he played it like it was pass interference by jumping back like that to make it seem like Travion White was interfering with the pass. He did that. He made it look like it was pass interference. That's a good play, good football IQ by Marvin Mims. I'm not knocking him for that. And Denver took advantage of it. And now them boys are going to the AFC Championship. They get to host the AFC Championship game since 2015. Shout out to them. They deserved it. They deserved it. You know what I'm saying? Sean McDermott, you're a defensive guy, but you're giving up 30 points, 20 points every game. We see you giving up 20-some points. You're supposed to be a defensive guy. Supposed to be this defensive specialist. Oh, my God. Somebody calling me. Hold on, y'all. I said credit to Dermott. Credit to credit to Sean Payton. Brady had a great game plan. He called some great plays. Sean Brady had a great play call. He was calling some great plays too. Shout out to Sean Brady. They both called some great. Joe Brady, my bad. Shout out to Joe Brady. Him and Sean both were great play callers last night. On Saturday, I mean. Great. They both called two great games. But Denver made more plays. When what's my boy name? Dang, was Travion White it was when one of the corners got hurt for Buffalo. And as soon as the backup came in, they went after him. Denver Sean Payton just smart. We're like, okay, him against Mims, we're gonna take Mims every day. Let's go against him. Let's catch him. They caught him. They took advantage of Buffalo. Everything Buffalo did wrong. Denver took. I keep saying Buffalo and Bill instead of saying Buffalo and Denver. My bad. Everything that Buffalo did, Denver took advantage of it. They did. They took advantage of anything that Buffalo did. Denver took advantage of it. Okay, somebody get hurt. You got a backup in. We going after him. Everything, bro. We throwing the ball. Okay, pass interference. They just took advantage of everything, bro. Just like it couldn't go Buffalo way, and at the end, it didn't. It couldn't go Buffalo way, and in the end, it didn't. And it is what it is. I feel for Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? No Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson, no Joe Burrow. But it is what it is, man. You got to win these games when they matter. When they're in front of you, you have to win these games, bro. And you got to play mistake-free football. And when you're making mistakes and you're costing your team possessions that you should be scoring on, and you commit 5 turnovers, you're not going to commit 5 turnovers and win games, bro. That's rare. That is rare. We see somebody commit 5 turnovers and still win something. It's rare. You're never going to see it. You're never going to see it, bro. Unless you just got an all-time defense and they scoring points too. Why are you committing 5 turnovers? If you're not doing that, it's nothing. Now let's move on to the next game that we have. The end Saturday off, we had the 49ers travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks. I'm going to be quick on this game, man. Seattle put belt to A, man. They put belt to A during this game. 49ers had no answers for nothing. They had no answers. They had no answers for Seattle. Seattle running game, they had no answers. The passing game barely did anything, but when they did pass the ball, it was effective. Defense, another top defense. Oh, that's Morgan. What's up, Morgan? Another top defense. Just a whole bunch of the Seahawks they shocked me this year, man. I knew they was gonna be good, but I didn't think they was gonna be this good. Their defense is good too. Now, I don't think it's better than the Texans, and we'll talk about them later. But, man, they make plays, bro. They got a lot of vets that's showing, man, look, man, I ain't too old to make plays. Lawrence making plays, made a Pro Bowl. Leonard made plays, make a Pro Bowl. They just got Witherspoon Pro Bowl. They just got a whole bunch of guys just making plays, bro, flying around making plays on that defense, bro. And the offense, they got the two-headed monster in the backfield with Charbonnet and Walker. They got the wide receivers in JSN. He get right. They got the old vet in Coop that he gets open time and time. So, bro, they got a good collective of talent, bro, and it's working. They're winning. To be honest with you, brother, who's going to be quick on this? What did you expect, Tribune? The 49ers, everybody injured. They on their backup. They on their backup. They got to bring in Jerry Rice and legends to throw on the uniform to try to win. They ain't got nobody to come help them right now, bro. Everybody hurt. Literally, everybody's hurt. So what did you really expect from the 49ers? I didn't expect nothing. I knew they was going to lose. I had them losing. And I thought it was going to be a little close. But I knew they was gonna lose, bro. Man, undermanned, man. They don't really have nobody. Kittle got hurt last week, man. Bosa out. Warner out. Everybody's hurt. Cornerbacks out. The linebacker out. Everybody's injured, man. Coach is injured. Like they have nobody on that team that's healthy, man. And for them, that's why it was crazy for them to beat the Eagles. Come just like, how as the Eagles team, how are you losing to backups, practice squad guys? Not saying those guys are not nobodies and nothing, like not disrespecting them, but that's not supposed to happen. The starters should be beating backups. I'm just sorry. The cream of the cream should beat the lesser talent, and that's the lesser talent prevailed over the cream of the cream. The best, one of the best teams in the NFL. It's crazy to me. But then the Seahawks said, okay, cool. You had y'all little happy. You had your little fun for 1 week. Let's send y'all to Cancun. They did that. Shout out to them. And Sam Darnold, he has an oblique injury, and he was decent. He was decent. He did what he had to. He had to do too much because the defense said we got it. The running game said we got it. The O-line said we got it. So he really had to do too much. All he did, he sat back there, took advantage of opportunities that presented itself. Didn't force nothing. Checked down, just did everything he had to do to win that game, and he did. So shout out to him about that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't do nothing crazy that you like, oh, Sam balled out. But he just did enough to get his team over the hump. He didn't have to do too much. They was already scoring on special teams and all that, just making plays. So credit to Sam Darnold, credit to Mike McDonald for taking this team that really people looked at him like Seattle, just a mediocre team. They'll keep being mediocre every year. A team that people thought mediocre to one of the best teams in the NFL this year, number 1 seed, the best team in the NFC, really, based on record. So shout out to them for that. Another game, Houston at the Patriots. Man, one of the worst performances I've seen from a quarterback ever. CJ Stroud was terrible, bro. CJ Stroud was terrible. 4 picks in the first half. 1 was a pick 6. And it wasn't like the Patriots defense was crazy. Now, they was getting pressure. They was getting to him because Trent Brown was out. Their tackle was one of their best tackles was out. But he was making mistakes a rookie would make. Not throwing the ball away, forcing stuff, overthrowing. He overthrowing dudes and just getting picked off. He was just terrible. He was terrible. Now, a lot of people say he should have got benched. I don't believe that. Because the defense still had a minute to a point. You're like, we can still work with him. And you wasn't down that bad. You really wasn't down that bad. I think they were like, down 10, 20? You wasn't even down that bad. So you was still in the really in the game to a point to where in the third half, you could get back into the game. Now, he didn't do that to make people say, yeah, they should have benched him. But for me, it was like, I don't know if he was stressed out. I don't know was the pressure of the moment was getting to him. But he looked like a rookie. He looked like a rookie. And it doesn't feel like he's progressing. It's like he's digressing. And I just don't. He's regressed. He's regressing, bro. When you're watching CJ Stroud, like, I don't see the CJ Stroud, the rookie of CJ Stroud. They were just comfortable in the pocket, poised in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Nothing really got to him. Nothing fazed him. I see somebody who looks like a deer in headlights. But like a deer in headlights right now. And he got to deal with that. And now you got, it's so bad. People are saying now it should be an open quarterback competition next year going into the 2026 season, which I think is crazy. Because you didn't do that you didn't do that last year. Why you doing it this year? I think it's crazy. I wouldn't pay him. I let him play this year out. But if like the great John Madden say, if you got 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterbacks. Period, point blank. So they got to figure that out. Like my boy said, I'm gonna say it again. If you got 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterbacks. You got to figure out who's the guy. And you got to figure that out soon and fast, bro. Soon in a hurry. You got to. Because you can't be, oh, we don't know. They're both good with the first team reps. You got to figure that out soon, quick. Training camp. Stroud. We're going with Stroud. We're confident Stroud can get us to over the hump. Mills. We're going with Mills. We're confident Mills get us over the hump. That's what they got to do. But the Patriots, credit to them, bro. That defense played their butt off. Back-to-back games, bro. Defense played their butt off. And Drake May, he done looked mid the first 2 games. He's been mid the first 2 games. He ain't really looked nothing. He ain't looked too good either. He got a lot of fumbling problems he need to fix up. He don't fumble too much. He fumbled too much against the Chargers, and he fumbled too much against Houston. But he went against a juggernaut against that Houston defense. And for him to still put up 3 touchdowns, I credit him for that. Even though that last touchdown, to me, Booty, that was just a great catch on Booty's part. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. But Drake May, he played decent. He played well enough for the team to win, and he made plays that were necessary. Houston was keeping the offense. Defense was keeping them in the game, bro. The Patriots didn't score on none of the turnovers except the pick 6. Out of all the turnovers, 5 turnovers committed. 5 turnovers committed by the Houston Texans. And the Patriots only scored on the pick 6. Those other 4 turnovers, all 3 and outs. That's how good this defense is, bro. This defense was generational. CJ Stroud wasted a generational defense. You're talking about 2 DNs who, if they keep doing what they're doing, they're going to be 2 Hall of Fame pass rushers on one team. Derek Stingley is a dog. If he keep playing how he's playing, year by year by year by year, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. The middle linebacker, Pro Bowl, a perennial Pro Bowler, El Shair, dog. The Tulolo, dog. The safeties, dog. Cornerback, last on the other side, dog. Generational defense. And they got wasted, bro. Wasted. Daniil and Will Anderson both had 2 sacks apiece, and they still lost by 2 touchdowns. And like, how you lose by 12 points? Your defense play that well. And yeah, you can say then when they did give up touchdown, bro. Yeah, when your offense, bro, listen, when your offense is stagnant, eventually your defense gonna give up some plays, bro. They tired. Every time we get off the field, we right back on 3 minutes because our offense going 3 and out. We making the Patriots go 3 and out, and our offense go 3 and out. We back on the field. Eventually, the other team's offense going to take advantage of that. Team being tired. Then it's to a point to now we're so far in our own territory. Now we got to punt the ball. We put them on the 50 or on our 40. Now, easy field position. Now they ain't got to do too much. They don't got to drive all the way down the field. They just got to drive enough to where they can kick a field goal, or they put themselves in a position where they'll score a touchdown. It's a terrible night for Houston to be a Houston fan on Sunday. A terrible night. I really do feel bad for the Houston fans, bro, that you had to go through that. I really feel bad because it's like, damn, bro, you were this close, bro. If CJ Stroud if he just commits 1 turnover, if he just 1 turnover, y'all win that game. Because y'all were driving down there. I had a moment where you were driving down the field and he fuck up. Why did Nick Chubb not get the ball more? Nick Chubb is a physical back, and he didn't get no burn for real. I just don't get a lot of these things, man. Nick Chubb, every time he got the ball, like you felt his presence on the field. You felt his presence. He was jumping off the screen. Oh, dudes went, it took the whole team to tackle him. Then you put Woody in, and one dude grabbed him, he on the ground. Just didn't get it, man. I just didn't get it. I feel like Nick Chubb deserved more burn, bro. They should have gave Nick Chubb more reps in the game. They didn't. He should have had more plays in. Because he was in the game, y'all was running. The running game was effective. Then when you put Woody in, it wasn't. Now, Woody had some runs. He had a couple of 10-plus yard runs. But besides that, he really didn't do nothing, bro. His impact was more negative than positive because he fumbled the ball. When C.J. Stroud already threw four interceptions. So it's just like, dang, man. Like I said, I feel bad for the Houston Texans fan, man. But hopefully y'all bounce back. You still got everybody on the defense coming back. Some of those guys still on rookie contracts. And some of the guys that y'all did pay in free agency, they still got some years on their contract, like Daniil. You probably gonna pay Will. You gotta pay Will this offseason, probably. Go ahead and get that boy Will about 30-some million. You know what I'm saying? Don't give him that 40 piece. But besides that, everybody's coming back. So you still gonna have that generational defense intact. Hopefully you can hopefully nobody gets older or they skip a beat or they just get a little older to where now they're not the same player they was a year. Cause that happens, bro. Sometimes a guy could be incredible one year, then boo-boo the next year. Hopefully it doesn't happen to Houston Texans because they have a great defense, bro. They have a great defense, man. And you got to take advantage of that because defense like they can win you a couple of Super Bowls. I mean, a couple. So hopefully they get the quarterback position right. C.J. Stroud play right. He get back to playing good, and they do something. But credit to the Patriots, bro. They just played. They was good all game. Defense, turnovers. Milton Williams, bro. Milton Williams is a key factor on that team, bro. He's one of the key factors on that team, bro. When he's on that team, bro, they're a different team, especially on the D-line, bro. The pressure they was putting on C.J. Stroud was crazy. Crazy. Both D-lines were putting pressure on the quarterbacks, bro. Both of the O-lines of each team got their butt beat, period. Both of the teams, O-line got their butt beat. But the Patriot defense was more impactful. But they got more turnovers, and they put their offense in position to score points. Even though offense didn't score no points on none of the turnovers, they still put their offense in position to score points. So credit to them for that. And we'll see them against Denver at 3 p.m. on Sunday. And I'll give y'all my predictions on that later on in the week. Last game to follow up, cold, snowy. Happy I'm not in Chicago. We had the Rams, LA Rams, sunny, summertime, going to the cold Chicago. And to be honest with you, bro, it was a good game. It was a good defensive game. I was shocked by how good the Bears defense was. They made plays, but they were putting pressure on Matthew Stafford. They were putting a lot of pressure on Matthew Stafford. And that wasn't one of Matthew Stafford's best games. But once again, I've been telling you about these quarterbacks, and I said about Josh Allen. Matthew Stafford make plays when it matters. Matthew Stafford can go 3 and out for 3 straight drives. On that 4th drive, they scored a touchdown, but he's just perfect. He's just that type of player, bro. Like, you can't count him out. Just can't count Matthew Stafford out. No matter. He could throw a pick, he'll come back, score a touchdown. Like, nothing phases him, bro, because he's seen it all. Guy been playing for 17 years. He's seen everything. Nothing phases him, bro. Nothing gets him off his square, bro. He understands I need to do my job. I need to put the ball in the playmaker's hand. He does that, bro. Great catch by Devontae Adams in the playoffs, in the overtime. Puka makes a couple of plays. Everybody made plays on the Rams. Credit to them, and they deserve to win the game. Offense, your defense commit 3 interceptions. Credit to them. Let's get to Chicago. Chicago, keep y'all head up, man. Incredible season. I know I get on Caleb about the fingernails and the 2 earrings, but I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I was totally wrong about Caleb. Chicago Bears, hopefully I don't eat crow by saying this, they have their franchise quarterback. My dude can make any throw, and he makes some spectacular throws, man. He had you like, bro, no, Caleb, what are you doing to? Oh yeah, touchdown. Like, he's like that, bro. He going to give you a heart attack sometimes. But he gonna make some plays too that you're like, okay, this boy for real. I don't know how you made that. A lot of dudes can't. Only Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes can make that throw. How you making that throw? So that boy can play, man. And I feel like they had the game too, man. But the offense, when it was crucial moments on downs, bro, I just feel like the Bears couldn't get nothing really going, man. I just feel like the Bears, and credit to the Rams defense, man. They made plays when it mattered during the game. I really thought the Bears was gonna win in overtime when the Rams had to punt the ball. They was marching down the field. And that play that everybody's saying, when I think DJ Moore, he does a route where he just runs to the side. He runs to the other side of the field, like a deep post, like a deep drag route. And a lot of people blaming Caleb for throwing the ball, but I'm like, if DJ Moore keep running, either 2 things can happen. He catches the ball, or he keeps the defender from catching the ball. But for him to start jogging right there, it made me feel like he felt like the ball was already out of Caleb Williams' hand until he got the ball. And when you put yourself in that position and you're in overtime where every play matters. You're already in the playoff where every play matters, but you're in overtime, bro. To a one play could cost you your season, period, point blank. And that one play cost them their season because they didn't get a chance to get the ball back. Because overtime. The Rams already had it. Now you get it. When the Rams punted the ball to you, next scorer wins. Now you punt the ball back. Now they get a pick. Now they go down the field, and Matthew Stafford does what he does. They just make a couple of nice throws, get the Rams in a perfect position, and they won the game. And they won the game. Even though Caleb threw 3 interceptions, I feel like he was straight. He wasn't bad. He made plays when it was necessary. Then Matthew Stafford, he didn't play well, but he made plays when it was necessary, bro. And it was a good defensive, a little bit of offensive game. So credit to those guys. Credit to the Bears. Like I said, they had a great season, but the Rams just made more plays in the end. And now we get to see the Rams at Seattle at 6 p.m. on Sunday. So we got 2 decent games. Okay, 2 decent games. We're going to talk about one of the injured players after we get into the Bills coach, but 2 decent games, I feel. 2 games that I'm prepared to watch. Two games I feel like I'm going to enjoy. But, man, I'm mad the Bills ain't making, man. I really wanted Josh Allen to get over that hump to at least sniff or taste the playoffs. At least just taste the playoffs. And he couldn't even do that, man. He couldn't even do that. And like I said, I truly do feel for him because it's like, damn, man. People always going to say, oh, Josh Allen can't get over that hump. He's not that good. And he played terrible. He did. But for him not to be able to get over the hump, I do feel for him, bro. I do. And I feel for the Houston Texans because I feel like their defense was good enough to be in the Super Bowl. They had a Super Bowl caliber defense, in my opinion. And I feel like a year of that defense was wasted. So that's my overall thoughts on the divisional round. Like I said, it was some good games. It wasn't as exciting as the wild card, but we still had some good games that you can remember. You're always going to remember that play, that 4th and 8 by Caleb Williams. You're always going to remember that 4th and 10 by Caleb Williams. You're always going to remember the fumbles and the plays that's controversial in that Buffalo game. You're going to remember the blowout. You're not going to probably remember the blowout between Seattle and 49ers. It was so crazy, and it was just really one-sided. But you're going to remember C.J. Stroud throwing 4 picks and costing a generational defense a chance to compete for a Super Bowl. So that's my thoughts on that. Now let's get into this right here, man. Monday, Sean McDermott was informed that he will be getting fired and won't be the coach of the Buffalo Bills anymore after 9 years. After 9 years. Everybody got an opinion on it. Well, if you can't win nothing, then yeah, you got to go. Change the scenery. The message is getting stale. Dog, I keep saying this, man. These owners, bro, these GMs are just slow. They're just slow. They're just slow, man. Sean McDermott, before he got there, Buffalo didn't even make the playoffs in the 20th century. Let me say that one more time, people in the back. Before Sean McDermott got there, did you know Buffalo, they never made a playoff in the 20th century? That's 2000 and up. They didn't make the playoffs. The last time they made the playoff before Sean McDermott got there was 1996. Doug Flutie. 1996. Matter of fact, no, 1999 was the last time they made the playoff. Yeah, it was the music miracle. Yeah. 1999 was the last time they made the playoffs. Y'all, Sean McDermott made Buffalo Bills relevant. He made them relevant again, man. He made them relevant. I remember when he first got there, he benched Tyrod Taylor and played Nathan Peterson. Nathan Peterson, I think, threw like 5 interceptions in the game. Terrible. One of the worst performances of a quarterback in NFL history in a single game. Terrible. Did you know that team still made the playoffs at 9-7? He changed the culture in 1 year. Now, they didn't make the playoffs the second year, really because Josh Allen was developing, and a lot of those key pieces that he had on defense and offense, he had to revamp that offense and defense up. But Sean McDermott changed the culture and changed the trajectory of the Buffalo Bills, bro. Because the Buffalo Bills was perennially ass every year before that man got there. And I understand it. You got Josh Allen. The heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. But Sean McDermott keeps you in the hunt every year. And now you saying you want to leave it alone? Now you want to leave it alone. Now, people that justify them firing them, I can understand. I can see that. Even though I disagree, I can see that. Well, then you're a defensive guy, but you keep losing because the defense can't stop nobody from scoring. I understand that. But you telling me he going against one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But then you hit him, but when he lose, you tell me he's supposed to lose to the Chiefs, but then when he lose, you telling me, well, he lost to the Chiefs, but you didn't think he was gonna win anyway. But we love to do that. Just like the Steelers, but I'm gonna stay on topic. Sean McDermott should still be the coach of the team, bro. Talking about a guy who's won like over like 100 and some games, like won 8+ playoff games. A great coach, hell of a coach, bro. A motivator, a team builder. And now we're gonna fire him for who? For who? Buffalo, if you think you're gonna do better than Sean McDermott, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Because even though that defense was booty, running wise, when it comes to stopping the run, he took a whole bunch of no-name guys and he took a whole bunch of no-name guys. You don't know nobody on the Buffalo Bills secondary except for Poyer because we know he's been there for a minute, and White. But them guys went on the team last year. He took old Poyer and White and a couple of young Bulls, and they was the number one defense when it comes to passing yards allowed. They gave up the fewest passing yards allowed per game. A whole bunch of no-names. And they did that because of Sean McDermott. He took chicken shit and made a chicken salad. And now we're firing this man because we keep underachieving, but you're always there. You're always there. Why would you fire somebody that's always there? You don't know if the Chiefs going to make the playoffs next year. You don't know that. But for you to say, let's give up on the coach, it's like, damn, man. I don't believe Sean McDermott deserved that. Now, he done messed up. He got some cons that you look at and be like, brother, what are we doing? Yes, he has some mishaps. He made some mistakes. But he deserves to be the Buffalo coach because he got you out of hell. You were hell. You sucked. He got you when you the sorry-ass Buffalo Bills. He took you up out of there to it. Now people can say Buffalo Bills, they can win the Super Bowl. He brought you from Buffalo Bills suck. Who would want to play for Buffalo to where, Buffalo, they can go to the Super Bowl, bro. They got all the talent. Okay, Josh Allen. That's a good team. And you fire him for who? Brian Daboll, who sucked at, come on, bro. And I look at Brian Daboll similar to I look at Kevin Stefanski. But based on the logic, a lot of these people that love to just criticize and critique stuff without adding any nuance to it and give lazy takes, I'm using their logic. Why would you fire a coach that's proven it can get you to the playoffs and get you deep into the playoff for a guy who's only made the playoff once, being a coach for 4 years? And it had one winning season out of 3 losing seasons. Wasn't a good coach. He was a good coach, but to me, I feel like they didn't have a quarterback position right. And sometimes when you're an offensive-minded guy and you don't get your quarterback position right, bro, it's going to be hell for you. No matter what the defense do. If you don't get the quarterback position right, bro, the defense could make all the plays they can want to. They can make all the plays they want to. But unless they're scoring points, they're still going to lose. Because eventually that offense is going to score on your defense because they're going to be tired. I don't know who you hire to be the next Buffalo Bills coach, but it's a sad week for the Buffalo Bills fans because you let go one of the greatest coaches in Buffalo history because you're worried about the media, what the media going to say. When this team, in reality, a lot of people looked at this team in mid-season. Some people thought the team wasn't going to make the playoffs. Some people thought they were one and done. And I feel like Sean McDermott overachieved with this defense. And you fire him. I just think it's dumb. I think, bro, he's one of the best coaches, top 5 coach of the last 10 years. And I think it's a mistake, but it is what it is. Buffalo gonna do what they want to do. They going into new stadium, so fresh new start, fresh new team, fresh new voice. I guess that's what they're going with. I think it's a mistake, but it is what it is, man. I think it's stupid, but they're gonna do what they want to do. Last topic of the day before I get off here, man. Let's get into Bo Nix out for the playoffs, man. That boy Bo Nix out for the playoffs, y'all. And I don't know how you break your ankle the last kneeling the ball. Dude broke his ankle kneeling the ball, man. I've never seen that in my life. How do you break your ankle trying to attempt to kneel the ball to where you're putting your field goal kicker in a position to where it's straight through? It's like right in the front. He don't gotta try to make sure you gotta make it, hit it, kick it to the left, kick it to the right. Nah, right in the middle. He did that and he ended up breaking a bone in his ankle. It's man. And Bo Nix, to me, I'm not a huge Bo Nix fan. I think based on how Sean Payton talks about him, he's super overrated. Because Sean Payton talks about him like he's Drew Brees, and I haven't seen nothing Drew Brees in Bo Nix. I don't see nothing about Bo Nix that should say Drew Brees. He has a nice arm. He makes some throws time to time, but I don't see the Drew Brees factor in Bo Nix at all. That Sean Payton be talking about him. So I think he's slightly overrated about that. But he made plays during that game against the Bills. He made plays. I don't like him throwing the ball 40 times. Can you run the ball, please? But I think that's Sean Payton telling you, I trust Bo with the ball no matter what. And if we're going to win, lose, or draw, it's going to be through Bo Nix. So that I respect to him because that shows you that he has a lot of trust in his quarterback to make the right plays and to keep the offense moving down the field. So I respect that. But I don't want to see my quarterback throwing the ball 40-plus times, man. Let's run that ball with RJ. Let's get RJ some burn, man. I don't care you only getting 3 yards to carry. We got to get the run game, bro. Because if we get the run game going, we can open up the play action. The Bills ain't need that because Denver ain't need that because they still won the game. But you got to open up the play action more. You want to run more. You know what I'm saying? And for Bo Nix to be hurt, now you got to go with Jarrett Stidham, who I think is going to be serviceable. I don't think they're going to – we'll talk about them winning tonight. I don't want to spoil that. I think it's going to be tough for them to move down the field against that Patriots defense based on what they did to Stroud, getting that pressure at the middle. Because it's not like they get into you with the pass rush. They get into you in the middle of the field. So credit to them for doing that. I feel for Bo Nix, man. Come on, bro. After you win a game, to be one game away to go to Super Bowl, you break your ankle, bro. Damn. Hell of a year for him. A lot of people did not expect the Denver Broncos to even be the number 1 seed in the AFC. So credit for him being one of the key factors to get them there, that got them there. And Sean Payton, him and Sean Payton, they're good together. They have a connection. That's actually great because they're winning games, bro. Back-to-back playoff years. Bo Nix, he's never not seen the playoffs. Back-to-back years in the playoff like he's CJ Stroud, but he's out. So he's gonna be on the sideline cheering this after he just got surgery yesterday or today, if I'm not mistaken. Then we gotta see what Jarrett Stidham do. And I think Jarrett Stidham, I think he's gonna be fine. I think Jarrett Stidham should be fine, man. With the play calling of Sean Payton, I think Stidham will be fine. You know what I'm saying? But they have to get the running game going if they want to win a game against the Patriots. They have to get the running game going. That's the same thing I'm going to say when I talk about it tomorrow when I get my predictions. They have to get the running game going, bro. Because if they don't get the running game going, it's going to be a long day for them. But you cannot have Stidham dropping back 30, 40 times, bro. At least 25 to 30. Anything more than 30, I'm going to be like, what are we doing? And I'm not a Broncos fan, but I'm just watching it. And I'm just going to be like, what are we doing? Come on, y'all. Come on. This dude, this is his first start in like 3 years, and we're just saying, F it. We're just gonna throw him 40 times. He ain't fresh or nothing. We're just gonna throw the ball 40 times like he Bo Nix. Let's not do this. Throw 25 to 30 times. Let's get the running game going. I expect RJ Harvey to have about 20 carries in this game to help out Jarrett Stidham open up the play action. Because if you want your backup quarterback to be successful, open up that play action. Have an effective running game, which will open up the play action and to make things easier on to your backup quarterback. Because a lot of times you open up that when they fill up that box because they're trying to account for that running game, it opens up the play action behind them. So that's the only way Denver can win. But they have to have a dominant running game, and they have to take advantage of the play action with Jarrett Stidham. You can't have Jarrett Stidham dropping back 10 to 15 times in that game, bro. A lot of those passes need to be play action. Him moving around in the pocket. Him moving with his feet, throwing the ball, bro. Keeping the D-line on their P's and Q's. Because if you just dropping back and having that D-line just run forward, they're going to get to that boy. I'm telling you, they're going to get to them. And credit to the Broncos. They have the best O-line in the NFL. They have 2 all-pro linemen in the NFL. And Bowles and I forgot my boy, my Hispanic boy. He a dog, the guard. But the Patriots D-line has shown they can get to the quarterback. They got to the quarterback with Herbert. They got to the quarterback with C.J. Stroud. And they're gonna get to Jarrett Stidham. And can he throw the ball away and live to see another day? Or will he be like a C.J. Stroud to force the ball? So time will tell. With Bo being out, it's hard for most people and myself to see them win, but I'll give my prediction tomorrow. But if they get that running game going and they play and they take advantage of the play action, to keep them in the game and make the game competitive. So that's my thoughts. Those are all the topics for today. I appreciate everybody that rocked with me today, that watched. Y'all like 4 or 5 people to come in. I appreciate it. I don't care if it's just one person, bro. I appreciate the love, appreciate the comments of y'all coming in. I will clip this up. I will put it on TikTok, Instagram, and X and all that. So be on the lookout for that. I will be back on tomorrow with It Be Like That with my boy Drew. So he'll be back. So you'll see us on the Be Like That pod tomorrow. We'll get into some topics. And, man, y'all have a great night, man. Hope everybody have a great night. Hope everybody sleep tight. And we out. I'll see y'all tomorrow.